Kaplaga! Hello and welcome to a weird edition of Car Drive with Pete. This is keep going. Thank you for all your support. Big shout out to Adam Lloyd. Just going to do that. And also a big shout out to the guys from Fires That Divide. A fantastic band. Get t-shirts for £8. Also a big shout out to Ash Wolford for these funky ass sunglasses. So they're not too dark and they're not too light. They're just fun. Like porridge, really. And a big shout out to Rumours of Spring. Give them a check out, and also Minerva. Check those guys out as well. They're all on Facebook. There'll be links on my Facebook. Oh, loads of these. Nice car. Ooh, okay, not so nice. There's a few problems that have just occurred on the old Citroen brake. The heat shield, which I probably mentioned earlier in the series, that's it rattling now. That issue's got quite a lot worse. When I mean quite a lot worse. A lot worse. I tried to see if I could undo some of the bolts to see if I could get one, and it sheared off, which is going to be expensive because it means getting the car on a ramp and then drilling the bolt out, so that's going to be expensive. Because what's happened is it looks as though it's on mounts that bolt into the underside of the vehicle, because the whole vehicle's been galvanised, so it's pretty much rust free under there, which is great. There's no rusting yet. Also there's some flaky paint rocking about. I don't think I mentioned that. But I also had a great weekend festival just gone with Rumours Spring. Got fairly drunk. I'm quite sober now, having a day just to relax and rest. But even when you're relaxing and resting, you're still going to stay committed to music. That's kind of. Also, I was advised to maybe get my fan belt or cam belt on this vehicle tightened a bit on the squeaky side or going side. Also, if you're questioning about my weird hairstyle, it's because of the hat. This hat shows my support for Nepal. Hope they all get well soon. Don't know if you can see, but it says. No, it doesn't say. It does say. It says made in Nepal. So a big shout out to all the guys in Nepal. It's quite devastating what happened there, but I'm sure all the countries who are there involved helping out shall do a great job. God, that's bright. Indeed. So, right. And also, it feels a bit sluggish. It doesn't pick up as good as it used to, so I think maybe another clutch jobby, which is going to be fun. It's always going to be fun like that. Also, the centre console is now gone completely. I can only see my speed. The rest, I don't know how much miles I've got left of fuel, and I have to keep whacking checking it and it's still gone. So to take the whole unit out, give it a tap on the back, and we should be there. Also, they could have done with fitting this with 6 gears, because this is just ridiculous. Okay, so we've just gone on to a low fuel warning, and that would be some big ash trees being towed. No, I can't see it. So I have a low fuel warning at 50 miles. I think I'm using a lot more miles, which is not good. So something's wrong somewhere. Something has gone. 43 miles, right, okay. That's not too bad, 90. Also, you probably can't see just over my shoulder, but there's no seats in the back. Sorry, I'm doing some maths. And that's because I needed some room. The weekend just gone, so. So what do I know about this car? If you're wondering what road I'm driving on, it's the M54. I've just got on junction 2 en route to junction 4, I think. I used to have the sat nav going on in the background and going in next in 200 yards, turn right. But you can't turn right because you can only turn left off a motorway unless you're around the bottom of the road. Beach buggy. Chap on the other side was driving a beach buggy. Hilarious! Ah! I need sunglasses, really. Hilarious. Just think they look pretty cool. They do what they say on the tin. Well, on the plastic. It does say on the side, lit. Whatever the hell that is. Just different, you know. Also, if you've had quite a heavy session, it worked really well. You don't want things too dark, but just right, so it's not straining on the old eyes. I mean, that's not too bad. It's keeping me awake. Ooh, that was a Nissan 350Z. Only just reached 70 now, but this car could have done with 6 gears. A 6th gear wouldn't have gone amiss in this vehicle. It kind of needs it because it feels like it's revving, it's, you know, too high. Whereas in the Ford, or Das Ford, you're in 5th and you're doing 2,500 revs. So it's sweet as a nut. This one just going all the time, and it doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound right. It just doesn't. And also, if you're doing over 70 for a prolonged, if you're doing 70 for more. You're doing 70 for more of a prolonged period of time, you just use up the fuel. It doesn't sip it, it goes blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Yellow car. Just blah 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 blah. Drinks fuel like an Italian person making love. Actually, I don't think that's a really good analogy. It's like I'm basically saying that it drinks fuel with a passion. Ah! not even sunny outside. At least it is. That's a bit late. Roadworks in a mile. Just wide loads over 2.9 metres straddle both sides. Free recovery! Yes! Await rescue. Beautiful. So that was something they're very prominent about. I really could do with actually getting breakdown cover. But you ring up your car insurance and they like quote you £100. They're like, ooh, for £100 extra a year, we will pick you up, put you up for a hotel, and give you a car. But you're going to have to start paying us £80 a month. The insurance is already £48 a month. I could spend about, I'm going to slow down to 40. I could probably spend about the same price per month for a year's membership with either the RAC or the AA, and they could give me the exact same, you know, exact same service. Smith Road, you know. So when it says free recovery, await rescue, it doesn't kind of really specify what recovery they're going to give you. Say, for example, you break down, you're causing a load of tailbacks. Where are they going to tow you to? The nearest garage. Then you've got to fork out £1,500 just for them to repair your vehicle. We have to go, oh, wow, and that's already cost you 70 quid. This is why I think I should get a bike. So much simpler, so much easier, so much cheaper. And it'll be bike ride with Pete. That'll be fun. Trying to work out where to stick a microphone in my helmet going, and on today's episode of Car Drive with Pete, I've fallen off! Or something like that, you know what I mean? Whereas this one's nice, going blah blah, and going, ha! So they're going, ah! You know what I mean? It's just shouty, really. It's kind of way down the chief for that, but I think that would be pretty awesome. And overtake and slow person. Let's do my fuel economy good. Yes, it's saying 63 miles. Ah! Ah! God! Look at the person going, yes, I am scary. Soft verge. I think I've just gone past junction 3 of M54, which is all Brighton and Cosford. And just past there, everybody's doing 40 because they've slowed everybody down to 40. But on the other side, everybody does 50. But they've just recently relayed all of this, and it's nice and smooth. It's like driving in style. Well, it's comfortable anyway. It's not like this all the time. Alright, I was just wondering what that noise was. I thought it was a bike, but person decided, I know, on my little 1 or 1.2 litre vehicle to strap a whacking great big what's called ball exhaust in it, probably with a straight through pipe and no cat in it. And I'm like, really? There goes your fuel economy, that's out the window. See, if I ever had a car like that and I would want, you know, or decided going, I want this on it, you know, I'd make sure there's a butterfly valve in there. I know Lamborghini on, I think one of their Murcielagos, the earlier Murcielagos, they had a butterfly valve yellow car. Oh, that's a TVR. Ooh. Had a butterfly valve in the exhaust, and what happens is when you went over 3,000 RPM, it opened up fully, so you got the full-on grunt of the V12 Lamborghini engine, which I thought was a fantastic idea. And if you had like settings where you had comfort or road setting, then you had race mode setting, and then you had mode, which is full on, everything open, butterfly valve open, and also depending on which setting you had it on, would be dependent on where the butterfly valve sat in the exhaust. So you could either rock through town very quietly, quaintly, or you could just do the full-on V12 screaming all the way, which would be fantastic. If I ever built a car, I would do that. I wouldn't just go 1, 2, 3. It'd be like cold, warm, warmer, Sahara Desert. You know, it's those little touches, like on the heating settings, you know, and then on your engine mode settings, if there is any one, you would probably do that. Road, race, and or road, race, full on. Something, you know. Or what would it be? You, sir, are a tit. Great blue tit. Because I drove because we're doing 40 along here. He was he was overtaking me, and then when he got to the cameras and saw it, he braked quite suddenly. You, sir, are a tit. I think the farmers have been spraying. Oh, shit. I think the farmers have been spraying. You can smell it quite a lot. What I find when I get in the car is sometimes certain things that have gone wrong, maybe with the engine, have certain distinctive smells on it. So I remember when we used to drive about in one of these, one we had before this vehicle, the clutch, well, started slipping and burning. Now a burning clutch has a unique sort of like celery, very strong, intense celery smell. If you ever smelt celery, you smell that if you're an engineer or mechanic, and tell me if I'm, you know, wrong, but that's what I smell when I can smell a burning clutch. It smells like celery. Then a tyre has a certain smell when you've been burning it as well. I can't really describe that because I don't do it very often in this big car. And also the certain oils have certain smells as well. And also I have a certain smell, you know, we all do. Like when I get up in the morning and I go, Jesus! That's probably me screaming into the mirror going, ah! That's why I wake up in the morning. And I look at myself and go, do I really look this bad? User indicator 2. Jeez. It's like driving around an elephant, really. Pretty much. Sorry, I'm not going fast enough, unfortunately. I'm doing 63 or 37. You're using a lot more fuel than what you're meant to do, you know that. There we go, back to 43. Oh, sorry. And this is quite fun. They've got these chevron things, like a pointed arrow. And you're meant to keep, I think, 1 or 2 behind. Apparently it's some kind of experiment they wanted to do. But I think they should do this more often on the roads, just to keep drivers entertained on their long, perilous drives and journeys. I think it would turn driving into a fun experience as opposed to a get out my way kind of experience. You know what I mean? Have some weird funky ass shapes rocking about. That's fine. Oh, so 43 and 63 is over 100. That's good. I think I'm on there. See, the one good thing, as I think I've mentioned before about this vehicle, is the center console. Because back in my flying days, I haven't been flying since November last year. I really must get cracking on with that. But as most like things, the other things have to stop because there's no more money and jazz like that. These things do happen, unfortunately. But I'll put that up. Back in my flying days, we also had to work with numbers. And obviously we were flying around in aircrafts built in the 70s and 60s and the 80s. And so a lot of it is analog, old analog equipment, and it's literally you, the flying yoke, the rudder paddles, engine, dials, throttle, and that's it. No computerized gubbins. Let's say radios, yeah, radios, and that was your lot, really. So it's very basic flying, which was nice because you could go out flying and you could just fly, you know. You could just fly, you know, no harm in one worrying about anything. You could just go and fly, no problem. But we always had to do numbers, sort of working out fuel ratios, working out engine temperature ratios, working out, well, if the engine is at X, if the outside temperature is X, what would the, you know, it's quite complex. You have to work everything out. But one good thing, I mean, I did that quite a lot in my Ford because it didn't have a digital readout on how much fuel I had left. All it had was the amount of miles I did and a trip computer. So I reset the trip every time, and I got to know where the indicator was on the fuel gauge. That corresponded to the amount of miles I had left, and I knew that after about 2.5 to 3 years of me having it, because I could work out on where the dial was to the amount of miles I had left. I think I only got it wrong on 2 occasions, but this one has a digital readout which is fairly accurate. So I can get, it will tell you how many miles you have left, but I still have a little trip. I have 2 trip computers on here. There's, what you do is just counts up the amount of miles. There are 2 on here, and I both reset them after each drive. Well, not drive, sorry. I reset them after each time I refuel. But there's still the, odometer which tells you the amount of miles the vehicle and the engine has done. So it's very clever, but I think, as I've mentioned before, we should really take a note out of the aviation industry and apply it to the car industry, because there's so much we can learn. So much we could learn. Crazy. And on that crazy note, it's time to end. Many thanks for watching Car Drive with Pete, this series, because it's time to end Car Drive with Pete, and also this series of Car Drive with Pete. So many thanks for watching. We'll see you next season, probably in about a month's time or something like that, and I can work out what to do. Anyway, keep watching, drive safe. Many thanks.